of God of all world. Fear the worst, as long as there is no wind, the tree won't blow. A real friend is one who takes the hand of his friend in times of distress and helplessness. A fish with teeth tastes the same as fish without. You talk sweet like the bulbul bird. Vinegar that is free is sweeter than honey. The river won't get dirty just by the dog's bark. Poor iron won't make a sharp sword. Learning makes some mullahs and some into devils. He is riding the donkey but has lost the donkey. Every English passes except the anguish of anger. After every darkness is light, a mother won't give milk to her child until he cries. Not even the five fingers of our hands are alike. You can beat anyone if you have a golden slipper. Two watermelons can't be grabbed in one hand. The man dying to hang himself can always find a nose. One who doesn't appreciate the apple won't appreciate the orchard. In the ditch there, where water has flowed, it will flow again. Hastily work doesn't succeed, even if the judge was drunk when the wine was free. Wound, a wound will heal. A mother and a daughter fought, and fool thought they meant it. One who runs will also fall. Without investigating the water, don't take off your shoes. Too many butchers spoil the calf. The land of marriage has this peculiarity: the strangers are desirous of inhabiting it, while its natural inhabitants would gladly be exiled. One gives by tons, but takes accounts by ounces. In childhood, you are playful; in youth, you are lustful; in old age, you are feeble. So, vain will you before God be worshipful. Grumbling and carping are the muscles of the weak. As long as there is no wind, the tree won't blow. A real friend is one who takes the hand of his friends in times of distress and helplessness. Very nice. Man sins, then blames it on the devil. Don't show me the palm tree, show me the debts. To speak ill of anyone is to speak ill of yourself. It's the same donkey but with a new saddle. Be patient with thy enemies and forgiving of your friends. There are 25 uncaught sparrows for a penny. It is easier to wage war with wise enemies than be at peace with foolish friends. Allah has said, start moving so that I may start blessing. The wood is burned, but the ashes are a nuisance. In bad things, be slow; in good things, be quick. As the sun's shadow shifts, so there is no permanence on earth. The best weapon is the one that's in hand. An ant's colony dew is a plat. An old friend is like a saddled horse. Ungrateful son is like a wart, and his father's face to leave it there is unsightly. To cut it off is painful. Wow, this is truly, truly beautiful. A cheerful wife is the epic of life. A good mind possesses the kingdom. A good name is the best of all trees. An apple never falls far from the tree. Advice most needed is least heeded. Advices run no risks. All are not thieves that the dogs bark at. All's fair in love and war. All are not friends that speak as fair. He deserves praise who does not want what he may, but what he ought. All roads lead to Rome. All things come to those who wait. All work and no play make Jack a dull boy. An army marches on his stomach. March wind and April showers bring forth May flowers. As you make your way, so you must lie in it. Similar to you reap what you sow. A hedge between keeps friends green, meaning it is best to have some sort of all wall towards your neighbors. A verbal contract isn't worth the paper it's written on. A verbal contract is completely useless. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. When you're away from something, you miss it more. Actions speak louder than words. A friend in need is a friend indeed. Prove thy friend ever thy door have need, but indeed. A friend is never known till a man have need. All cats love fish but hate to get their paws wet. Everyone wants success but many lack the self-discipline to become successful. All for one and one for all. All good things must come to an end. All's well that ends well. All that glitters is not gold. Often corrupted is all that glitter is not gold. A staff is quickly found to beat a dog. Someone who wants to be mean will find things to be mean about no matter what. An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Temperance moment would cut into sales of apple cider. As the old cock crows, so crows the young. Children will become like older generation. Ask me no question, I'll tell you no lies. A rotten apple injures its neighbors. Bad news travels fast. A bad penny always turns up. An unpopular person will always return to the place he came from. Be careful what you wish for you might just get it. Well, beginners have and a bellyful is one of me drinking or sorrow. Bend the willow while it is young. The best things come in small packages. The best thing in life are free. Better an egg today than a head tomorrow. Better is the enemy of good. The aim of for perfection or mastery might be in a way of progress. Big thunder, big rain. Better late than never, better safe than sorry. Beware of false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. Birds of a feather flock together. People with important similarities seek out one another's company, often to the exclusion of others. Bitter pills may have blessed effects, both a figurative and literal proverb. The remedy might be bitter, but the cure might be wonderful. Blood is thicker than water, beauty is in the eye of beholder. Bad workman blames his tools. Never had an ill workman good tools. An ill laborer quarrels with his tools. Barking dogs seldom bite. Before criticizing a man, walk a mile in his shoes. Beggars can't be choosers. The belly has no ears. Better to be alone than in bad company. Better the devil you know than the devil you don't. Better to remain silent and without a fool than to open your mouth and remove all doubt. Beware of greed bearing gifts. A bird in the hand is worth a two. A blow with a word strikes deeper than a blow with a sword. Compare, the pen is mightier than the sword. Contrast, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. Bloom where you are planted. It is often better to escalate your commitment rather than starting over with something new. Other meaning, make use of the geographical advantages. Boys will be boys. Brag is a good dog, but hold fast is a better. Variation of talk is cheap. A broken watch is right 2 times a day. A burnt child dreads the fire. By hook or by crook, the calm before the storm. The calm comes before the storm. A cat may look at a king, clothes make the man. The customer is always right. A candle loses nothing by lighting another candle. Catch not a shadow and lose the substance. A chain is only as strong as the weakest link. The child is father to the man. Come the hour, come the man. Common sense is not so common. Confidence begets confidence. Courage loss all laws. The coward dies. The thoughts in times before his death. The valiant never taste the death but once. Deal gently with the bird you mean to catch. Deep calls to deep. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Different strokes for different folks. Don't bark if you can't bite. Don't bite off more than you can chew. Don't bite the hand that feeds you. Don't burn the candle at both ends. Don't count your chickens before they're hatched. Don't cross the bridge before you come to it. Don't cut off your nose to spite your face. Don't fall before you're poised. Don't have too many irons in the fire. Don't judge a book by its cover. Don't look a gift off in the mouth. Don't make a mountain out of a molehill. Don't make clothes for a not yet born baby. Don't mend what ain't broken. Do not play with hedge tools. Doctor makes the worst patient. Discretion is the better part of the valor. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Do unto others. Don't carry coals to Newcastle. Don't go between the tree and the bark. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't put the cart before the horse. Don't throw the baby out with the bath water. The door swings both ways, each to his own state. The early bird catches the worm, but the second mouse gets the cheese. An empty vessel makes the most noise. An Englishman's home is his castle. Every cloud has a silver lining. Every rose has a thorn. The exception proves the rule. Early to bed, early to rise makes the man healthy, wealthy, and wise. Eat your own dog food. Education is progressive. Discovery is for its own ignorance. The end justifies the means. Even a broken clock is right twice a day. Even a dog can distinguish between being stumbled over and being kicked. Every dog has a day. Every tap must stand upon its bottom. Everyone talks of changing the world, but no one talks of changing himself. Evil begets evil. An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. Failure is a stepping stone for success. Friend heart never won fair lady. Women don't like whims. Familiarity breeds contempt. We easily find fault among those who we spend a lot of time with. 50% of something is better than 100% of nothing. Talking is a long way from walking. There's a halfway done paltry project is better than unstarted ambitious project. Fine feathers make fine birds. You will be judged by how you look. Fine words, butter, no part snips. Actions speak louder than the words. First come, first serve, first deserve, then desire. The first step to health is to know that we are sick. The most important and most urgent worries should be taken care of first. A fool and his money are soon parted. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Forewarned is forearmed. Forgive and forget. The fox smells his own lair first, or a fox smells his own stink first. You believe that others. A fool and his money soon parted. Fool me once, shame on me. You fool me twice, shame on me. Forewarned is forearmed. Forgive and forget. A fox smells his own liar first. A fox smells his own stink first. You believe what others have the same faults as yourself. Fretting cares make grey hairs. Worrying can age you prematurely. A friend in need is a friend indeed. Fools rush in where the angels fear to tread and is your criticism. Fools are often reckless in dangerous situations. For want of a nail, a shoe was lost. For want of a shoe, a horse was lost. For want of a horse, the rider was lost. A seemingly significant thing that goes wrong can result in problems of enormous proportions. From those to whom much is given, much is expected. Fortune favors the brave. Footprints on the sand of time are not made by sitting down. Idle people will quickly be forgotten by history. Garbage in, garbage out. Give a dog a bad name and hang him. Give a dog a bad name and he'll live up to it. Give and take is fair play. Give and you shall receive. Give credit where credit is due. Give him an inch and he'll take the inch yard. Go with the flow. God cures and the physician takes the fee. A golden bit does not make the horse any better. Good fences make good neighbors. Good men are hard to find. A good surgeon has an eagle's eye, a lion's heart, and a lady's hand. Good swimmers are often drowned. Good things come to those who wait. Good wine needs no rush, no bush. A grass is always greener on the other side. Grass fall loose, all great events cast their shadows before them. Great minds agree. Great Sprint has always encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds. A guilty conscience needs no accuser. A half truth is a whole lie. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Hard words speak of no bones. Heads mix west. Hawks will not pick out hawks' eyes. Their head and feet keep warm. The rest will take no harm. He laughs best who laughs last. He that can have patience can have what he will. He who dares wins. Health is wealth. Hell had no fury like a woman scorned. Hindsight is always 2020. Home is where the heart is. He who hesitates is lost. Handsome is what handsome does. I complained I had no shoes until I met a man who had no feet. Idle hands are the devil's playthings. If a job is worth doing, it's worth doing well. If at first you don't succeed, try again. It's a lesson you should heed. Try again. If at first you don't succeed, try again. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it isn't broken, don't fix it. If it can't be cured, it must be endured. If it looks like a duck, swims like a duck, and quacks like a duck, then it probably is a duck. If it's too good to be true, then it probably is. If God had wanted men to fly, He would have given them wings. If life gives you lemon, mix lemon in. If something can go wrong, it will. If the shoe fits, wear it. If the truth hurts, you are not living right. If wishes were fishes, we'll all cast nets. If wishes were horses, beggars would ride. If you buy cheaply, you pay dearly. If You buy quality, you only cry once. If you can't be good, be careful. If you can't beat them, join them. If you can't take the heat, get out of the way. If you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. If you got it, plant it. If you love somebody, let them go. If they return, they are always yours. And if they don't, they never were. If you make yourself into a doormat, people will wipe their feet on you. If you snooze, you lose. If you sup with the devil, use a long spoon. If you trust before you try, you may repent before you die. If you trust, if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. If you want to think, then try to it yourself. If you are in a hole, stop digging. Cut your losses. If you are not part of the solution, you're part of the problem. Ignorance is bliss. Common melt shortening of where ignorance is bliss is folly to be wise. In for penny, in for pound, commitment will often escalate. Alternate version: in for a dime, in for a dollar. In one ear and out the other. In the land, in one ear and out the other. In order to get where you want to go, you first have to leave where you are. In the land of the blind, one-eyed man is a king. In the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. Instantly is doing the same thing over and over, expecting different result. Insanity. It ain't over till the fat lady sings. It's a cracked pitcher that goes longest to the well. It is a good horse that never stumbles. It's a long lane that has no turning. It's always dark. It's before the dawn. It's an ill wind that blows no good. It's better to be safe than sorry. It's better to be silent and thought a fool than to speak up and remove all doubt. It's better to die on one's feet than to live on one's knees. It's better to give than to receive. It is better to have love and loss than never to have loved at all. It's cheaper to keep her. It's easier to ask forgiveness than permission. It's easy to be wise after the event. Speak. It's never too late to be amended. It's no use crying over the split milk. It ain't over till it's over. It's early bird that gets the worm. It takes all sorts to make a world. It takes two to make a quartet. It takes two to tango. Jack of all trades and master of none. Joan is as good as my lady is in the dark. Journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. Judge each not by the half is duty, but by the cease to plan. Justice delayed is justice denied. Kill your darlings. Keep your mouth shut and your eyes open. Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. Keep your mouth shut and your eyes open. Kindness like grain increased by sowing. A kingdom is lost for want of a shoe. Names are fools. Divide the world. Knowledge is power. Kindness like boomerang always returns. Laugh and the world laughs with you. Cry and you cry alone. Laughter is the shortest distance between two people. The law is a jealous mistress. Law is a solemn expression of legislative will. Lead by example. Learn to walk before the run. Lest it sooner made it, less is more. Let him who is without sin cast the first stone. Let sleeping dogs lie. Let the cobblers take to his last. A lie can be halfway around the world before the truth gets its boots on. Lying down with dogs and wake up with fleas. Life begins at 40. Life imitates art. Life imitates choice. Life is 10% what happens to you, 90% how you respond to it. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. Life is too short. Life imitates art. Life imitates chase. Life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans. Life is what you do while you are waiting to die. Life is what you make of it. Always has been, always will be. Life is a battle. Don't always go to the stronger or faster man, but sooner or later, man who wins is the one who thinks he can. Lightning never strikes twice in the same place. Like yours, like father, like son. Little by little and bit by bit, a little knowledge is a dangerous thing. Live and let live. The longest mile is the last mile home. Look after the pennies and the pounds will look after themselves. Look before you leave. Look on the sunny side of the life. Loose lips sink ships. Love is blind. Love is like war, easy to start, hard to end, impossible to forget. Love is not finding someone to live with, it's finding someone whom you can't live without. Love is stronger than any addiction, baby. Hell, it is one. Love laughs at locksmiths. Make the best of bad bargain. A man is known by the company he keeps. A man's home is his castle. A man's worst enemies are often those of his own house. Man proposes, God disposes. Manners make the man. Many a mickle makes a muckle. Aha. Wow. Many a true word is spoken in jest. Many go out for wool and come back home shown themselves. Many hands make light work. Many things are lost for want of asking. Many words will not fill a bushel. Make marry in haste and independent pleasure. Measure twice, cut once. Mind your P's and Q's. Mind your manners. Misery loves company. Misfortunes never come singly. A miss by an inch. A miss by an inch. Money cannot buy happiness. Money makes mayor go. Missing the woods for the trees. A miss by an inch is a miss by a mile. Money makes the world go round. Money talks, monkey sees monkey go. More has less speed. The more things change, the more they stay the same. The nail that sticks up will be hammered down. Nature never did betray the heart that loved her. Nature, time, patience are three great physicians. Necessity is the mother of invention. Never cast a cloud till May be out. Never judge a book by its cover. Never let the right hand know what the left hand is doing. Never lie to your doctor. Never lie to your lawyer. Never give thoughts in his mouth. Never put off till tomorrow what you can do today. Never say die. Never say never. Never trouble troubles you. Never wear a brown hat in Friesland. A new broom sweeps clean. A night with Venus and a life with Mercury. No man can serve two masters. No man is an island. No man is indispensable. No man is born into this world whose work is not born with him. No news is good news. No pain, no gain, no time. Like the present, no blessed obliged. None but the brave deserve the fair. There are none so blind as they who will not see. Nothing succeeds like success. Nothing to be feared in life but understood. An old dog will learn no tricks. Old habits die hard. One good turn deserves another. One grain of sand can tip the scale. One man's junk is another man's treasure. One man's meat is another man's poison. One man's terrorist is another man's freedom fighter. One might as well be hanged as for a sheep as a lamb. One mother can make a villain. One rotten apple can spoil the whole barrel. One scrapped sheep mars the whole flock. One swallow doesn't make a summer. Once bitten, twice shy. The only free cheese is in the mousetrap. The only stupid questions the one is not asked. Opportunity knocks, but only once. An ounce of discretion is worth a pound of wit. Our greatest glory is not in never failing, but in rising every time we fall. Out of sight, out of mind, out of smaller corns grow mighty oaks. A meager beginning can still result in something magnificent. Pedal your own canoe. A pen is mightier than the sword. A penny saved is penny earned. People who live in a glass house shouldn't throw stones. Perfect planning prevents poor performance. A picture is worth 1,000 words. The picture which goes too often to the well gets broken. Politeness costs nothing and gains everything. Politics makes it strange but follows. Poets are born but orators are trained. Power tends to corrupt but absolute power corrupts absolutely. Practice makes you preach. Practice before you preach. Practice makes perfect. Prevention is better than cure. A proof of the pudding is in the eating. Procrastination is the thief of time. Proverbs run in pairs. Put a beggar on horseback and he'll ride it to death. Put a beggar on the horseback and he'll ride to the devil. Put your money where your mouth is. Reality is not only stranger than we imagine, it is stranger than we can imagine. Reality is often stranger. That fiction repetition is the mother of memory. Revenge is the dish best served cold. A rising tides lifts all boats. The road to hell is paved with good intentions. A rolling stone gets no more. Early version include a rolling stone. Rome wasn't built in a day. The rotten apples injures its neighbors. Rules were meant to be broken. Say something nice or say nothing at all. Seek and you shall find. Seeing is believing. Self-trust is the first secret of success. Sell a man a fish, he eats a day. Teach him to how to fish and he eats the rest of his life. Set the thief to catch a thief. Shift and or get off the pot. Shoemaker not about the sandal. Silence is golden. Slow and steady wins the race. Smile and the world smiles with you. Cry and you cry alone. Some days you get the beer, other days the beer gets you. Someone who gossips to you will gossip about you. Something is better than nothing. A son is a son till he gets him a wife. A daughter is a daughter. All her life is spent the rod and spoil the child. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. The squeeze he gets the grace. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me. A still tongue makes a wise head. Still waters run deep. A stitch in time saves nine. Stolen truth is the sweetest. Strike while the iron is hot. Success comes from every necessary precaution. Success grows out and struggles to overcome difficulty. Success is a journey, not a destination. Sufficient unto the day is the evil thereof. Take an old, dirty, hungry, mangy, slick and wet dog and feed him and wash him and nurse him back to health, and he will never turn on you and bite you. This is how a man and dog differ. Take care of the pennies and the pounds will take care of themselves. Talk of the devil and he's sure to appear. That which does not kill you makes you stronger. The dogs bark, but the caravan goes on. There is luck in odd numbers. The teacher has not taught until the student has learned. There's no smoke without fire. There's no small parts, only small actors. There's a thin line between love and hate. There's always a calm before the storm or the calm before the storm. There's many a slip betwixt the cup and the lip. Where there is muck, there is a pros. There is more than one way to skin a cat. There is no accounting for death. There is no fool like an old fool. There's no peace like for the wicked. There's no place like home. There's no royal road to learning. There's no such thing as a free lunch. There is no time like the present. There is only 8 years between success and failure in politics. A thief thinks, everyone steals. Think before you speak. This too shall pass. Those who live in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. Time and tide wait for none. Time flies when you're having fun. Time is money, time will tell. It is better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. Tit for tat. To each his own, to what is human, to forget divine, to know the road ahead, ask those coming back. Tomorrow is another day. Too many cooks spoil the broth. Too much of one thing, good for nothing. Tread on a worm and it will turn. The truth shall set you free, or the truth will set you free. Truth will out. Try not to become a man of success, but a man of value. 2 heads are better than 1. 2 things prolongs your life: a great heart and a loving wife. A quiet heart. 2 wrongs don't make the right. 2 is the company. 3 is the crowd. A loving couple wants to be left alone. Unity is strength. Unprepared to prepare and be prepared to be unprepared. Use it or lose it. Use it up, wear it out, make it do with or do without. Variety is the spice of life. Virtue which parlays is bet near the surrender. The voice of the people is the voice of God. Walk softly, carry a big stick, walk the walk and talk the talk, west not, want not. A washed pot never boils. The way to a man's heart is through his stomach. We can always build a future for our youth, but we can build our youth for the value. We have nothing to fear but fear itself. We ourselves feel that we are doing is just a drop in the ocean, but the ocean would be less without that drop. The weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong. Well begun is half done. Well done is better than half well said. What a tackle. We when first we practice to the sea. What goes around comes around. What goes up must come down. What you see is what you get. What you sow is what you reap. Where there's a will, there's a way. Where the thing is done, advice comes too late. What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Wait, one door closes, another opens. For the cat is always away, the mice will play. When the dog going gets tough, the tough get going. Where the ignorance is bliss is folly to be wise. Where there's a will, there's a way. Where wise goes before, vengeance follows after. The whole dignity of man lies in the power of thought. Willful best makes woeful want. The wish is father to the thought. Wise men learn by other men's harms. Fools by their own. A woman is like a tea bag. You will never know how strong she is until she's in hot water. A woman's work is never done. Women need men like a fish needs a bicycle. A word spoken is past recalling. A world is like your oyster. Worship the creator, his not his creation. The worst way to miss someone is to be sitting right beside them, knowing you can't have them. Work is worship. Why? You always admire what you really don't understand. You always find something in the last place you look. You can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make it drink. You know the tree by its fruit. The younger brother, the better gentleman. You can't have an omelette unless you break the eggs. You can't see the forest for the trees mean. You don't shut where you eat, shit where you eat. Aha. Proverbs and popular phrases. A baker's dozen add to golden numbers, golden numbers. A flea in his ear after supper walk a mile as clear as a whistle, as cold as cucumbers, as eyes as heavens, as deep as hell, a thorn in the flesh, bad and baggage. Beat all your feathers as flat as pancakes. Better a bad excuse than none at all. But me no buts. By all that's good and glorious. Curses are like young chickens and still come home to roost. Cut and come again. Diamonds cut diamonds. Everyone stretched his legs according to his couplet. Every why had a wherefore. Facts searched about things. Fast buying, fast find. A proverb never stale in thrifty mind. First come, first serve. Fit him to a T. From the crown of our head to the sole of our foot, glass, china, and reputation are easily cracked and never well mounted. God saved the mark, going as if he trod upon eggs. Go to Greco, let him all go to Greco, and never seen him again. Go west, young man, go west. Go west, young man, and grow up with the country. Hell fellow, well fed, harp not on that string. He can give little to his servant who licks his knife. He comes not in my box. He did not care a button for it. His metal more attractive. Height, dear divinest, here lies that should fetch a perfect woman over the coals. His bark is worse than his bites. Hit the nail on the head. Hold on another's noses to the grindstone hard. Hold their noses to the grindstone, honey and Hebla. How well I feathered my nest. I have other fish to fry. I have to go on the hep. I'll have a fing. I'll make the fur fly about the ears of the old girl. I'll put a spoke among your wheels. In the name of the prophet, leap out on the frying pan into the fire. Let the first come to the first. Love all, trust a few, don't wrong them to none. Love and a calf cannot be hid. Made no more bones. Make ducks and dregs with shillings. Make 3 bites of a cherry, many a small make the great. Maduena is moated grange. Mind your P's and Q's, much cry and more no wool. Much of the muchness, needle is a bottle of hay. Neither fish, flesh, nor good red herring. No rule is no general, such which admits not such exception, not winter, not have. Old lady of thread needle street on his last legs. One good turn deserves another. Originality provokes originality passing. The Rubicon he stopped to duplicate, deliberate, performed to a T. The Asses Bridges present company accepted, push on, keep moving. Put himself upon his good behavior. Put your foot two in your purse. Say fine, scared out of the 7 senses. Sit all this at 6 and 7, smell at rats, snug as a bug in the rock. Something given that way so obliging that he never obliged. Sop to Cerberus. If I can find that Cerberus is sop, I shall be at rest for one day. So was a jolly whistle well. Strike the iron while it's hot. Strike while the iron is hot. That was laid on with a trowel. The coast was clear, the fat oil lit the fire. The finest edge is made with a blunt whetstone. Whetstone, the foul toad had the fair stone in his head. Some chip falls in his eye. The more thou stir, the worse it will be the next way home. home's the farthest way about. The point is plain as a pike staff, the short and long for it, the total depravity of inanimate things. This is a pretty flim-flam thought, though this may be play to you, it's dead to us. Thou wilt scarce be a man before thy mother. Three things are men most likely to be cheated in a horse or bigger wife. Through thick and thin, both over bank and bush. Through thick and thin, both over hill and plain. Through thick and thin, through last not least in love, Thursday come and the week is gone. It is as cheap sitting as standing. It is stinger. It's ingrained, sir, it will endure wind and weather. It's neither here nor there. To rise with a lark and go to bed with a lamb. To take the nuts first from the fire with the dog's foot, turn over the leaf. New leaf. Walls have tongues and hedges ears. What is bred is in the bone will never come out of the flesh. What is not in a man cannot come out of him, surely. What is sauce for the goose is sauce for the gander. What is matter with canned sauce? What mare's nest hast thou found? What you would not have done to yourself, never do unto others. When a dog is drowning, everyone offers him drink. Where big Raiders sits, there is the head of the table. Whether the pitcher hits the stone hits the pitcher, it goes ill with the pitcher. Whistle and I'll come to you, my lad. Whistle and she'll come to you. Wind pops up empty bladders, opinion fools. Whistle. With tooth and nail within the stone's throw of it. Whose house is of the glass, most must throw stones at another. Why then do you walk as if she had swallowed a ramrod? You shall never want rope enough. You whirl them to the back or behind. Absence makes the heart grow fonder. Actions speak louder than words. All things, good things come to an end. All's well that ends well. All roads lead to Rome. All that glitters is not gold. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. All's fair in love and war. As you make your bed, so you must lie in it. A bad workman always blames his tools. Barking don't seldom buy. Beauty is only skin deep. Beggars can't be choosers. Better late than never. Better the devil you know than the devil you don't. A bird in the hand is worth two in the bush. Clothes do not make the man. Cowards die many times before their deaths. A creaking gate hangs long. Cross the stream where it is shallowest. Cut your coat according to your cloth. Do as you would be done by. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. Don't cross a bridge until you come to it. Don't have too many items in the fire. Don't make a mountain out of molehill. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Don't put the cart before the horse. The early bird catches the worm. Every dog has his day. Every why has a wherefore. Everything comes to him who waits. An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. Fine feathers make fine words. Fine words butter. No pound snips. First come, first out. Fools rush it where the angels fear to tread. A forbidden fruit is the sweetest. Give a dog a bad name and hang him. Half a loaf is better than none. Help a let dog over a style. Honesty is the best policy. If a thing is worth doing, it is worth doing well. If at first you don't succeed, try again. It's a long lane that has no turning. It's an ill wind that blows nobody any good. It's easy to be wise after the event. It is never too late to mend. It's no use crying over this spill. It never rains, but it pours. It takes all sorts to make a world. It takes two to make a quarrel. Learn to walk before you run. Let sleeping dogs lie. Look before you leave. Make hay while the sun shines. Many hands make light work. A mistress as good as mine. Money talks. More has less speed. Necessity is the mother of invention. Never look a gift offers in the mouth. A new broom sweeps clean. No gain without pain. No news is good news. One could turn this outside, another one's well. Doesn't make us suffer. Out of sight, out of mind. Paddle your own canoe. Practice makes perfect. The proof of the pudding is in the eating. The road to hell is paved with good intention. A rolling stone gathers no more. Rome was not built in a day. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Still waters run deep. A stitch in time saves nine. Strike while the iron is hot. Time and tide wait for no man. Too many cooks spoil the broth. Where one door shuts, another opens. Where the cat's away, the mice will play. Where there's a will, there's a way. While there's life, there's hope. The wish is father to the thought. The word is enough to the wise. A word is spoken is past recalling. You can't have your cake and eat it. You can't make an omelette without breaking eggs. You can't run with a hare and hunt with the hounds. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. You may lead a horse to the water, but you can't make him drink. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. The grass is green on the other side of the fence. When you don't do as the Romans do. A bad beginning makes a good ending. A bad excuse is better than none at all. A bad husband cannot be a good man. A beggar can never be bankrupt. A bird in the hand is worth the two in the bush. A burnt child dreads fire. A cat may look at a king. A cheerful look makes a dish of peace. A cheerful wife is the joy of life. A clear conscience is the coat of mail. A drowning man will catch at a straw. A drunkard's purse is the bottle. A fool confesses half. Redressed, a fool and his money are soon parted. A fool may give a wise man counsel. A fool may make money, but it takes a wise man to spend it. A friend in need is a friend indeed. A friend is easier lost than found. A friend's frown is better than a fool's smile. A full purse makes a mouth to speak. A good dog deserves a good bone. A good husband makes a good wife. A good name is better than riches. A good name is sooner lost than won. A good talker is a great liar. A guilty of conscience needs no accuser. A hungry man is a hungry man. A heavy purse makes a light heart. A man in debt is caught in a net. A man is as old as he feels. A man's house is his castle. A man is as good as a mile. A penny for your thoughts. A penny saved is penny earned. A pound of care won't pay an ounce of doubt. A rolling stone gathers no moss. A rose between two thorns. A shortcut is often a wrong cut. A stitch in time saves nine. Beautiful. Very, very nice. Very nice. Oh, wow, this is amazing. 16 habits of highly sensitive people. They feel more deeply, they are more emotionally reactive, they are probably used to hearing, don't take things so personally, and why are you so sensitive? They prefer to exercise solo. It takes longer for them to make decisions, and on that note, they are more upset if they make a bad or wrong decision. They are extremely detail oriented. Not all highly sensitive people are introverts. They work well in team environments. They are more prone to anxiety and depression. That annoying sound is probably significantly more annoying to a highly sensitive person. Violent movies are the worst. They cry more easily. They have above average manners. The effect of criticism are especially amplified in highly sensitive people. Cubicles, good. Open office plans equals bad. Get detailed step-by-step explanation for the better understanding of concepts. Prepare for important tests and quizzes. Improve your grades. Get your assignments done on time. We have helped thousands of students. 10 commandments of Augustine's are, I am the Lord thy God, and thou shalt not have any strange gods before me. Thou shalt not take the name of thy Lord thy God in vain. Remember to keep thy holy Lord's day. Honor the father and mother. Thou shalt not kill. Thou shalt not commit adultery. Thou shalt not steal. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife. Thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's goods. 10 commandments of Bible. You shall have no other gods before me. You shall not make for yourself and any carved images or any likeness of anything that is in heaven above me, and that is in the earth beneath, that is in the water under the earth, and that is not bow down to them nor serve them. For I, the Lord, your God, am a jealous God, visiting the iniquity of the fathers of the children of the third and the fourth generation to those who hate me, but showing mercy to thousands to those who love me and keep my commandments. You shall not take the name of the Lord your God in vain, for the Lord will not hold him guiltless who takes his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day, to keep it holy. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but the 7th day is the Sabbath day of the Lord your God. In it you shall not do work, nor your son, nor your daughter, nor your manservant, not your maidservant, nor your cattle, nor your stranger who is within your gates. For in 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth and the sea, and all that is in them, and rested the 7th day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and hallowed it. Honor your father and mother, that your days may be long upon the land which the Lord your God is giving you. You shall not murder, you shall not commit adultery, you shall not steal, you shall not bear false witness against neighbors, you shall not covet your neighbor's house, you shall not covet your neighbor's wife, nor his men servant, maid servant, nor his ox, his donkey, or anything that is your neighbor's. Buddhism commandments. Do not destroy life. Do not take what is not given to you. Do not commit adultery. Tell no lies and deceive no one. Do not become intoxicated. Eat temperately and not at all in the afternoons. Do not watch, dance, sing, not listen to singing or plays. Wear no garlands, perfumes, or any adornments. Sleep not in luxurious beds. Accept no gold or silver. 10 commands of computer ethics. Thou shalt not use a computer to harm other people. Thou shalt not interfere with other people's computer work. Thou shalt not snoop around in other people's files. Thou shalt not use a computer to steal. Thou shalt not use a computer to be a false witness. Thou shalt not use or copy software from which you have not paid. Thou shalt not use other people's computer resources without authorization. Thou shalt not appropriate other people's intellectual output. Thou shalt think about the social consequences of the programs you write. Thou shalt use a computer in ways that shows consideration and respect. The 10 commands of dating are: stay in the here and the now. When dating, it is very important to concentrate on the experience of being with a person. You should not let your mind wander into thinking about past relationship or future possibilities. Just listen to your date, share your thoughts, and enjoy the moment. After the date, you can spend as much time analyzing it as you would like. Assess your ability to solve problems together. We believe this to be a single most important quality that a successful relationship must have. Even the best of the marriage and most compatible people experience serious and difficult challenges over the years. Ask yourself, is this the person I want with me during the bad times as well as the good? Don't give up. No matter how long it takes for you to find your passion, don't become jaded and cynical. We know it is easy to say, a lot harder to do, but it's a plain and simple truth that is absolutely nothing helpful or constructive about giving up. Look for a positive fit with family styles and family similar values. While one shouldn't rule out any person simply on the basis of him or her having a different background, the chances for success are higher than there are basic similarities. When a search is being suggested, of course, you are trying to find out about the individual, but make sure you ask yourself, is this the kind of family I would be comfortable with? Are the brothers and sister parents the kind of people that will eventually feel to me that my own family? Don't confuse values and religions, customs and practice. Although it may be ideal to have identical or familiar religious practices as well as backgrounds, do not rule out someone who has different religious practices or customs. The main thing is not the practice, but if you share common values. For example, if one person is more Jewish and the other more Torah or Madish style, if both are serious about the Abadush Hafshish, the details can be resolved. Of course, don't wait until the kids are bar and bars misar to work on it. Some matters of religious practice are non-negotiable. It would be a good idea to find a rabbi whom you both respect and those whose rulings you both can agree to accept, and have a low tolerance for abuse. If your prospective mate broke a confidence, was deceitful in any major way, or was abusive, this is a bad sign that there will be future problems. To be sure, you should always give a person a benefit of the doubt and state what he or she did wrong. But if it is a part of recurring pattern, cut that fish loose before it's too late. Ask yourself if you can trust this person. Trust is a key ingredient in a relationship. If over time you are not getting the feeling that you trust this person, follow your instincts and live while you can. Don't be afraid to succeed. Though it is difficult to admit, some people are afraid to succeed. Having a successful relationship may inadvertently hurt other family members. For example, a youngest only child of a widowed parent might find it difficult to marry an abandoned parents, or the younger sibling might feel bad about getting married before an older sibling. On the long run, if you let these fears run your life, no one will be happy. No. On the other hand, if you are unafraid to do what is healthy and appropriate for you, this may actually liberate others in your family to live their lives to the fullest. Trust your friends. Getting an objective opinion can be really crucial when you are making serious life decisions. Don't be afraid to share your anxiety and ask for your thoughts. Don't be swayed by romance and passion. Romance is a great thing if you have it, but it does not necessarily predict or assure success in a relationship. You can have strong feelings for someone who ultimately is not the best choice or a marriage partner. Some people are attracted to those who had them, and others start the relationship being attracted to the same qualities that they ultimately end up despising. Therefore, although it is important to feel attracted and to your potential mate and your certainty, you should not marry someone who you have no positive feelings for. What you should be looking for are shared values, mutual respect, and an ability to enjoy each other's company. If you just have passion and romance without the above, and when it wears off, you are left with nothing. 10 commandments for drivers are: you shall not kill. The road shall be for your means for communion between people and not of mortal harm. Courtesy and uprightness and prudence will help you deal with unforeseen events. Be charitable and help your neighbor in need, especially victim of accidents. Cars shall not be for you an expression of power and domination and an occasion of sin. Charitable convince the young and not so young not to drive when you are not in a fitting condition to do so. Support the families of accident victims. Bring guilty motorists and their victims together at the appropriate time so that they can undergo the life-breaking experience of forgiveness on the road. Protect the more vulnerable party. Feel responsible towards others. Commandments for good manners. Only a mother can really appreciate a baby's learning to feed itself at that stage where baby high chair and part of the room need to be housed down afterward. Feed baby first, clean up the mess, and either put it in bed or bring it to the table with a biscuit to join the others. Seat your small children within your reach at the table. Explain table rules only one or two at a time before the meal. Make verbal corrections one or two at a time after the meal, and not unless you can make at least one compliment first. Corrections at the table should rarely be verbal. A loving physical correction plus a pat, smile, or caress done discreetly will teach children the very best of table manners. For example, you are making them comfortable, the primary rule. Interruption is often just give and take of conversation. Set your own standards, but explain them to your children if they speak. If they then break into another's conversation at what you consider an appropriate time, lay a gentle hand on them and say, wait, let's finish hearing what he or she has to say. Children can understand this concept at a very early age. Upon a second and third outrageous incident at the table, picking out a child should be silently and unobtrusively escorted to another room out of earshot and firmly told to stay there and why until others have finished eating. If you are going to teach your children formal table manners by a book, you may be surprised at what you have forgotten, and your children will accept an outside authority that with more ease. If you don't and they find a book first, they may take delight in showing you up. Practice eating skills several times with your children before exposing them to formal dinner. How to butter a roll, pass a dish, be served tea, eat and tea, choke, handle bits and gristle, use silverware and napkin, etc. They and you will encounter less gulfs to be mortified about. Make each meal table a pleasant, relaxed place where family members can share each other's day without lectures or criticism of where they can learn from each other. Then kids will want to behave well, and so they can take part in the most important family time. Commandments for good table manners. Yes. Commandments of gun safety are: guns are not toys, they must be handled properly. Never handle a gun without adult supervision. Never let anyone you are with mix alcoholic drugs and guns. Always follow these important safety rules. Always keep the muzzle pointed in a safe direction. Guns should be uploaded when not actually in use, unloaded when not actually in use. Don't rely on the gun safety. Treat every gun as if it can fire at any time. Be sure of your target and what's beyond it. Use correct communication. If the gun fails to fire when the trigger is pulled, handle with care. Keep the muzzle pointed in the safe direction and get adult help. Always wear eye and ear protection when shooting. Be sure the barrel is clear of obstructions before shooting. Don't alter and modify your gun, and have your gun serviced regularly. Learn the mechanical and handling characteristics of the firearm you are using. Do not use any firearm that you have not been had adult instruction in handling. 10 commandments of for a healthy heart. This is so good. We got to stop here and begin again. Love you, God. I hope we are making a difference. Until you all, we love you, love you, love you, love you all.